Hey friends, Dr. Motley here of drmotley.com, and today I wanted to talk to you about grief and sadness. We've heard many stories here in the office about individuals who have lost loved ones during this time, and Memorial Day just passed, and there's many individuals who have come in the office in the last few weeks, the last few months that have said, Doc, I have random crying bouts. Something just comes up, I have to cry, I can't explain why. Well, I want to give you some explanations and give you some encouragement, because when you have grief or sadness, we know that in the brain there are fear centers. It's in the amygdala. When you have a fear that replays in your brain, it can trigger your body to respond to the fear chemically by releasing cortisol. Now, grief is a fear that you may not recover something or someone you lost. Sadness is replaying it over and over again. When your body is continuously creating cortisol in response to the fear, you start to live into what? A hypercortisol, hyper-fear state. The body is designed to use crying as a release mechanism. If you got hit in the arm by your brother when you were a kid and it hurt really bad, that's a reflex tear. Pain initiates the tears. But when you cry because of a stress, they say that most of the stressed tears are composed of hormones and toxins related to the grief or the fear. They actually have evidence that in your tears you contain stress hormones. God, the divine, designed it that way that when you have unexplained crying, there is a layer that you've hidden that is coming to the surface. So as you become aware of it, your body says, I have to get rid of the excess cortisol, the high amounts of it, because I've been living in a fearful state or a grieving state or a sad state. And your body says, it's not good to contain that much. When the crying begins, I always advise my patients, sit down and think about the first thought that comes to your head. What are you grieving about? And when that comes, start to internalize and find out where it resides. When you do that, you train your brain to become more aware of the thought. And you would think, well, why would I do that? Because that makes me more sad and I don't want to cry anymore. I'm like, if you want to release the excess cortisol, it's okay to cry. During this time, receive that that's a gift to you. Why? Think of it like a computer. If your hard drive is filled to the max with grief and sadness and yearning and anguish, and you can dump some of that hard drive out in a healthy way, you just open up more memory space for new experiences and hopefully some happier thoughts. Because we always need to see that there's always a bright side to even the sad things. My saying, sun's always shining above the clouds. I know it's a tough time, guys, but remember, use crying as a release valve. Don't be harsh on yourself. I also want to tell you this. In lung energy chi talk, in Chinese medicine, the lungs are the organs, along with the large intestine, that house crying, grief, and sadness. Now, the lungs are most active at 3 to 5 a.m. So if you find yourself getting up in the morning from 3 to 5 a.m. unexplainedly and you feel really sad, your body's trying to process something out. I want to tell you that if this occurs, you could have increased allergies during this season, because the open access to the environment in Chinese medicine for the lungs is the nose. You breathe in, it goes right to your lungs. So if you start increasing allergies for no reason and you're getting up at 3 to 5 a.m., you could have an emotion or grief that's hiding underneath the surface. Also, increased skin problems. The physical expression of the lungs is the skin. If you cannot detoxify your body by breathing out something bad, you could be pushing it out through your skin. So I always advise patients, get your lungs checked out with a traditional Chinese medicine doctor, a holistic practitioner, and your large intestine to detoxify. You would be surprised when patients come in, when you clear the lungs out of any hidden infections and the large intestine, that their crying starts to subside. Remember, you have many ways to get rid of old grief. You can get crying, you can yell, you can scream and punch a bag. All of them are used to help you process the fears of losing something that may never return. But when you cultivate trust that things will come full circle, the yin and the yang, it gives you some form of support, comfort, that you really never lost something. It always returns. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember, crying helps. Love y'all.